you who make great videos and who put out ideas and who share their analysis with the rest of the YouTube community and the social media and hopefully the mainstream media. So firstly, I'm deeply impressed by the quality of your videos. I've held for a long time that talent and intelligence in and of themselves are not sufficient. Rather, these gifts must be put to the best use possible. I can see you're doing that, both in your serious videos and your humorous ones. Secondly, and more importantly, I admire the depth and breadth of your analysis. You're doing a marvelous job of pointing out dishonesty in the mainstream media and in government. If only there were an army of Daniels in the mainstream media, American democracy would be much healthier. I recently watched a thought-provoking interview, down in the link below, and many of the things that the interviewee said about questioning the mainstream media and the political system reminded me of you and what you're trying to accomplish. Unfortunately, not many people have the openness of mind to genuinely consider what this interview covers, but I expect you have thought about these things at length already. Finally, I'd like to share a nagging thought, I suppose, about your channel, which is not intended as a criticism, but rather as the most helpful feedback that I, a dedicated subscriber, can give to you. I have come across a number of young conservatives on the internet, on YouTube mostly, and Facebook and so forth, in the last couple of years who wisely reject the misanthropic nonsense of the liberal left, but fall into the trap of becoming mere polemicists for the neoconservative or moral majority right in America and similar political groupings in other countries. They employ their talents in refuting the many and varied lies that emanate from the mainstream media, from, I guess, university think tanks on the left, but they display a saddening cognitive dissonance with regard to polemics from the right. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you have not fallen into this trap, and I hope you never do. A good example of someone to avoid emulating is Dana Loesch, I think that's how you pronounce it, Leash, link below, who fights admirably against leftist cronies like Chris Matthews. There's a great video, I'll add a link to it, but then turns into a warmongering shill when her hand-me-down narrative is criticized. There's a video of her completely abusing a caller to her radio show and a couple others where a much less savory side is revealed when she's pressed. Now, your channel is going to grow, and I fully expect that you will get more coverage over the next couple of years. And from what I gather, there will be pressure on you to express certain opinions, to oppose some others, and to avoid others. This is the nature of the game, and very few people in the mainstream media can resist the lure of becoming talking heads. That's why so few can make the transition from social media to mainstream media without losing their independence. And of course, most of the people in mainstream media that we hear, that we see, are not saying anything that hasn't already been scripted for them. In one of the videos, in one of your videos, in the comments, I compared you favorably to Ben Swan. And I've said time and time again, this guy is an A-grade journalist. And I believe that you can do what he does, and you can do more. So in short, I sincerely hope that you won't let anyone co-opt your talents in exchange for your independence of thought. America, and the rest of the world by extension, is in great need of people like you, who can help other young people to wake up and look critically at what's being fed to them by the mainstream media and the run-of-the-mill politicians. I can tell you from bitter experience that there are lots of young people at university today who are probably surrounded by very dogmatic, very angry, very narrow-minded leftists, for the most part. And these young people need to hear an alternative voice. A video of yours could very well be the video that helps someone to transcend this kind of dogma. If I had had access to a channel like yours when I first went to university, it would have made a big difference in my life. And that's no small thing to say. I've managed to work out a lot of things on my own, which has its advantages. But the disadvantage is that I had to go through long periods where I knew that what I was being told was wrong, but I didn't know what to say in response, and I didn't have access to alternative voices. This is something that you can provide. So I'd like to think that there will be lots of young people, very young people who are still at high school, who are out of high school, who are in college, who will be saved a lot of sorrow thanks to your channel and thanks to channels like yours that don't merely reiterate what is already being said by very powerful broadcasters, but rather channels which invite people to look critically at what it is that they see on TV, what it is that they read for the most part on the internet. So keep on making those videos. I really like what you do. I like the serious stuff. I like the funny stuff. I've been making videos for a while. I wouldn't say I'm particularly good at it, but it's a skill, and you keep on developing. You keep on learning new tricks. You keep on developing your ideas. And I'm really looking forward over the next however long you build up your channel to seeing what you come up with next. I think the recent changes are very good. It's great to have certain continuity, certain regularity. I'm looking forward to the next installment of your series on Sarah Palin. I personally had not given much thought to Sarah Palin as a politician, but that's exactly what a channel like yours is there for. It's there to talk about things that people don't necessarily give much thought to. So my mind is open. I may agree, I may disagree, but the point is that I'm open to the ideas that you and other thoughtful people on YouTube put out. And in that vein, I invite you to have a look at the video below, the interview link, and really think carefully, really consider what both the interviewer and the interviewee say about the culture and about the media and about how ideas are being transmitted and being received, and how people interact with each other and what this means for the world around us.